The most dangerous person in any room isn't the loudest. It's not the one who shouts, who tries to dominate, who flexes their power to be seen. The most dangerous person in any room is the one who has mastered their energy. The one who doesn't react, they respond. The one who doesn't get pulled into chaos, they command the moment. Because when you master your energy, you master your life. Every emotion, every thought, every action. It all flows from the energy you choose to live in. Most people walk through life drained, distracted, and disconnected. They let the world dictate how they feel. Someone says something rude, and they lose their peace. Something goes wrong, and they lose their focus. Their energy is on a leash, and life keeps yanking it around. But the person who has mastered their energy, they can't be moved so easily. You can't manipulate someone who controls their state. You can't break someone who knows how to recharge themselves. You can't intimidate someone who knows the power that comes from stillness, focus, and presence. This person doesn't chase, they attract. They don't react out of anger or fear. They move with certainty and calm. You can feel their power without them saying a word. You look at them and know this person isn't to be played with. Not because they're dangerous to others, but because they're dangerous to weakness, dangerous to negativity, dangerous to anything that tries to pull them off their path. Think about it. Energy is the foundation of everything. You can have all the knowledge, all the strategy, all the opportunity in the world. But if your energy is off, you'll sabotage it. You'll overthink, hesitate, and burn out. But if your energy is aligned, if your mind, body, and emotions are in sync, you can do in 1 hour what others can't do in a week. The real battle isn't out there, it's in here. The fight isn't with the world, it's with your own emotions. Every time you feel angry, fearful, or uncertain, that's an invitation to practice mastery. You breathe deeper, you center yourself, you choose your energy instead of letting your environment choose it for you. You become aware of what drains you. You start cutting out the noise, the gossip, the complaining, the chaos, and you protect your energy like it's gold because it is. You invest it only where it multiplies into your purpose, your growth, your vision. That's when people start noticing a shift. They can't quite explain it, but they feel it. You're no longer running on fumes. You're operating on power. And that power, it changes how you walk, how you speak, how you think. You stop being desperate for validation. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't understand your mission. You stop getting triggered by small things because you've learned that energy follows focus and you don't waste focus on nonsense. When you master your energy, you stop chasing highs and start building stability. You don't need external motivation because you've found internal drive. You don't need to be around good vibes because you are the good vibe. You become the calm in the storm, the eye that sees clearly while everyone else panics. That's dangerous because when you can stay centered while others lose control, you win, you lead, you create, you influence. The world bends toward those who have mastered their energy. So the question is, who's running your life right now? You or your emotions? You or your environment? You or your past? Because the moment you take control of your energy, you take control of your destiny. Master your energy and no one can shake you. Master your energy and no one can stop you. Because when you do, you don't just change your life. You change every life that enters your presence. Mastering your energy means mastering your emotions, focus, and reactions. And this is where the true transformation of a human being begins. Most people think success comes from doing more, hustling harder, grinding endlessly. But in reality, success is built from the state you operate in. When your emotional energy is scattered, your decisions are scattered. When your focus is weak, your results are weak. Everything starts with the energy you carry inside. When you walk into a room, your energy speaks before you do. People can feel your presence, your confidence, your certainty, even your silence. That's not luck or charisma. It's control. Control over your emotional state, over your focus, over how you respond to life. When you master your energy, you stop letting the outside world dictate how you feel on the inside. You stop waking up and reacting to the chaos around you. You become intentional. You decide what kind of energy you will bring into your day. You start to realize that emotions are not random. They are patterns that can be trained, habits that can be reshaped. The average person wakes up tired, checks their phone, floods their mind with anxiety, comparison, and noise, and then wonders why they can't focus or feel motivated. But the person who has mastered their energy wakes up with purpose. They direct their thoughts before the world directs them. They decide what matters before distractions decide it for them. Emotions are like waves. You can't stop them from coming, but you can choose which ones to surf. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean you never feel anger, sadness, or fear. It means you know how to channel them. You use anger as fuel to take action instead of letting it burn you. You use fear as a signal to prepare. not a reason to freeze. You use pain as a teacher instead of a prison. You learn to sit with your emotions, feel them, understand them, and then decide what to do with that energy. That's mastery. Most people run from their emotions or let them explode uncontrollably. But mastery is the art of feeling deeply without losing your direction. Focus is another pillar of mastering your energy. Whatever you focus on grows. Most people waste their energy on problems instead of possibilities. They replay old stories in their mind, reliving pain that no longer exists except in their imagination. They drain themselves by thinking about what they don't have, who hurt them, what didn't work, instead of putting that same focus into creation, into movement, into growth. Your focus is the gatekeeper of your energy. If you guard it wisely, everything changes. You become more productive, more peaceful, more powerful. You stop leaking energy on things that don't matter. You stop being reactive and start being proactive. Every great achievement, every great transformation begins with focus that is fully aligned with intention. And then comes reaction, the final test of mastery. Anyone can be calm when life is easy. Anyone can smile when things go right. But the real strength shows when the pressure hits, when the plan fails, when people test you. The person who has mastered their energy doesn't crumble when faced with stress. They breathe. They assess. They move with clarity. They've trained themselves to pause before reacting, to see the bigger picture before making a move. In that moment of stillness, they take back their power. Because reaction is energy given away, but response is energy directed with purpose. The person who reacts loses control. The person who responds stays in command. That's the difference between chaos and creation, between frustration and flow. When you master your emotions, focus, and reactions, you move from being a victim of your circumstances to being the architect of them. You stop saying life is happening to me and start living from life is responding to me. You realize everything is energy, words, actions, thoughts, people, and you become intentional with where you invest yours. You begin to feel the difference between being busy and being in flow. You begin to understand that your emotions are not obstacles, but guidance system. You begin to see that mastering your focus is not about ignoring distractions, but about training your mind to see opportunity through the noise. And you begin to respond to life not from impulse, but from intelligence. This kind of mastery requires awareness. You have to become a watcher of yourself. You have to notice when your energy drops, when you're triggered, when your focus drifts. You have to step outside yourself for a moment and observe without judgment. What am I feeling right now? What story am I telling myself? Where is my energy going? That level of awareness turns you into your own teacher. The more you practice it, the faster you can shift your state. You can go from frustration to focus, from anxiety to action, from doubt to determination, simply by directing your energy differently. Your energy is your life force. It's not just physical strength, it's emotional clarity, mental sharpness, spiritual alignment. When you master it, you stop chasing the world and start magnetizing it. People are drawn to you not because of what you say, but because of what they feel when they're around you. Your energy tells them that you are stable, that you are grounded, that you are not easily shaken. You become the calm center in a storm. You influence without trying to convince. You lead without demanding. You inspire without needing attention. To reach this level, you have to train daily. You have to manage your body because your body is the first place energy lives. Movement, breath, nutrition. These are not just health practices. They are energetic foundations. You have to manage your mind. What you feed it, what you focus on, what you believe. You have to manage your environment. Who you spend time with, what you listen to, what you consume. Every piece of input shapes your energy output. You can't live in negativity and expect peace. You can't stay around chaos and expect clarity. You can't drain your energy with excuses and expect results. So the journey to mastering your energy is not about perfection. It's about awareness and consistency. It's about learning to shift your internal state faster, to choose focus over distraction, calm over chaos, purpose over reaction. It's about understanding that you are not your thoughts. You are the energy directing them. You are not your emotions. You are the consciousness guiding them. You are not your environment. You are the power that transforms it. Every single day becomes training ground. Every moment is an opportunity to practice mastery. Every challenge becomes a mirror showing where you still give away your power. And every victory is a reminder of how much control you actually have when your energy is your own. True power comes from calm control, not loud dominance, because real strength isn't in how much noise you make. It's in how much stability you hold under pressure. The world teaches people that power looks like force, that control means domination, that confidence means being the loudest in the room. But real power doesn't need to announce itself. It's felt. It's seen in your posture, in your eyes, in your stillness. Calm control is not weakness. It's the highest form of discipline. When you are calm, you can think clearly. When you are calm, you can see what others miss. When you are calm, you become untouchable because you've learned that the moment you lose your calm, you lose your power. Loud dominance comes from insecurity. It's the noise people make to distract from what they haven't mastered within themselves. The person who has to raise their voice to prove their authority doesn't believe in their own power. The person who constantly needs attention, validation, or conflict isn't in control. They're in chaos. Calm control, on the other hand, is silent confidence. It's knowing who you are so deeply that no one else's opinion can shake you. It's the energy of someone who doesn't need to react, doesn't need to prove, doesn't need to chase. They simply know. They understand that true power doesn't come from controlling others. It comes from controlling yourself. When you master calm control, you become a force of nature. You walk into situations that used to overwhelm you, and suddenly you're centered. You see the storm, but you're no longer afraid of it. You understand that chaos outside doesn't have to mean chaos inside. You move through challenges with grace, not because life is easier, but because you've built inner stability. This control isn't about being emotionless. It's about being emotionally intelligent. You still feel, but you don't let feelings dictate your behavior. You don't let temporary emotions create permanent damage. You pause, breathe, and act from intention, not impulse. That pause is where all your power lies. Calm control gives you clarity. When you're calm, you see patterns, opportunities, and solutions that panic would blind you from. People who live in a constant state of reactivity can't see the bigger picture because their emotions hijack their vision. They make decisions from fear, anger, or ego and later regret them. But when you stay calm, you can make decisions from wisdom, not reaction. You stop being tossed around by every problem that comes your way. You develop composure, and that composure builds trust. People trust leaders who don't panic, who stay grounded when everything else falls apart. Look at the greats in any field, athletes, entrepreneurs, warriors, artists. The ones who perform under pressure are not the loudest, they're the calmest. They move like time slows down for them. They can think clearly when others freeze. That's not luck, that's mastery. They've trained themselves to stay in control of their energy no matter what happens. They know that chaos is inevitable, but panic is optional. They've conditioned their nervous system to remain steady even when everything around them is uncertain. That's calm control, being the eye of the storm, not the debris tossed around by it. Calm control is also about emotional power. You can't be powerful if anyone can push your buttons. The person who can trigger you owns you. The moment you let anger, envy, or fear take over, you've handed your power away. True control is learning how to respond instead of react, how to hold your center when people try to throw you off balance. When someone insults you, you smile. When something doesn't go your way, you adapt. When life tests you, you stay grounded. That doesn't mean you're passive. It means you've mastered restraint. You understand that not every battle deserves your energy, not every opinion deserves your attention, and not every moment deserves your reaction. Calm control is discipline in motion. It's being able to hold peace in situations where most people lose it. It's walking away when your ego wants to fight. It's listening when your pride wants to speak. It's forgiving when your heart wants to hate. That kind of control is power because it shows you are no longer ruled by lower emotions. You've transcended them. And people feel that. They can sense that you're not playing the same game as everyone else. You're not driven by proving, comparing, or competing. You're driven by alignment, by purpose, by truth. This calm energy also transforms your relationships. When you're centered, people feel safe around you. They can trust you because you're not unpredictable. You don't bring drama, you bring stability. You become someone others can rely on in moments of crisis. You become the grounding presence that diffuses tension instead of adding to it. Calm control allows you to communicate from strength, not from insecurity. You no longer need to dominate conversations or assert your worth. You embody it. You lead not with words, but with energy. Calm control is also what keeps you moving forward in moments of uncertainty. Life will always throw tests your way. Failures, losses, disappointments, delays. Without calm, those moments break people. They spiral into doubt, fear, and frustration. But when you've trained yourself to stay composed, those moments become stepping stones. You look at challenges and ask, what can I learn from this? What's this trying to teach me? You shift from victim to student, from panic to progress. You learn to manage the energy of uncertainty and turn it into fuel for growth. To cultivate calm control, you have to train daily. It's not something you wake up with. It's something you build through repetition. Every time life tests you, you have a choice: react or remain calm. Every time someone tries to provoke you, you can take the bait or you can breathe and stay centered. Over time, that practice builds emotional muscle. You start to notice that things that once triggered you don't bother you anymore. You become emotionally bulletproof, not cold, but composed. You learn that calm isn't about being quiet. It's about being steady. It's about holding your power so firmly within that no external force can take it away. Calm control also connects you to higher creativity. When your mind is calm, it becomes clear. When your body is relaxed, your intuition can finally speak. The answers you've been searching for often come when you stop chasing and start listening. When you stop reacting and start observing. That's the paradox. When you slow down internally, your results accelerate externally. You make better moves, attract better opportunities, and connect with better people because your energy is balanced. And the beauty of calm control is that it's available to everyone. It's not about personality, it's about practice. You don't need to be naturally calm to master it. You just need awareness. You need to start noticing when you lose your calm, what triggers you and why. You need to be willing to pause instead of explode, to observe instead of judge, to breathe instead of break. Bit by bit, you build the strength to hold your peace even in chaos. That's how you shift from being a reactor to being a creator, from being loud to being powerful, from being unstable to being unstoppable, because true power has nothing to prove, and real control doesn't make noise, it makes impact. Protect your energy by cutting out negativity and distractions, because your energy is the foundation of everything you think, feel, and create. Every goal you want to achieve, every dream you want to build, every relationship you want to nurture depends on the quality of your energy. But most people treat their energy like it's infinite, like they can give it away endlessly to people, problems, and noise without consequence. They wake up, open their phones, and instantly surrender their peace to the chaos of the world. They absorb negativity from social media, drama from friends, stress from work, and then wonder why they feel drained, unmotivated, and lost. Protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's survival. It's an act of self-respect, because if your energy collapses, everything else in your life collapses with it. Negativity is contagious. Spend enough time around negative people and you start to look like them, talk like them, and act like them. It's not always intentional. It's energetic. Human beings mirror the energy they're exposed to. When you surround yourself with people who complain, doubt, gossip, and quit, that energy becomes your normal. It seeps into your mindset without you even noticing. You begin to believe that mediocrity is acceptable, that big dreams are unrealistic, that peace is impossible. That's why protecting your energy means setting boundaries with precision. You can love people from a distance. You can care without carrying their chaos. You can support without sacrificing your peace. Your environment is shaping your energy every single second, and if you don't take control of it, it will take control of you. Distractions are the modern thief of energy. Every notification, every scroll, every meaningless conversation pulls you away from your power. People waste more energy switching their focus than actually doing the work. Their minds are split in 1,000 directions, their attention span shattered, their emotions constantly reacting to the next thing on a screen. The result is exhaustion, anxiety, and confusion. You can't live at your highest potential when your energy is fragmented. Protecting your energy means becoming intentional about what gets your attention. Every scroll is a choice. Every conversation is a choice. Every thought is a choice. You either invest your energy into things that grow you or drain you, and that decision defines your entire life. When you begin to protect your energy, you start seeing things differently. You notice how certain people make you feel after spending time with them. Some leave you lighter, inspired, and focused, while others leave you tired, frustrated, and unmotivated. That awareness is powerful because it shows you where your leaks are. Every emotional leak weakens your ability to focus, to create, to feel joy. Protecting your energy means identifying those leaks and closing them. You stop explaining yourself to people who will never understand you. You stop arguing with people committed to misunderstanding you. You stop defending your dreams to people who have already given up on theirs. You reclaim your emotional power by refusing to let external noise dictate your internal peace. Negativity doesn't just come from people. It comes from your own thoughts. Your mind can be your greatest source of energy or your biggest source of depletion. If your internal dialogue is full of fear, doubt, and limitation, you are constantly draining your energy from within. Protecting your energy means mastering your inner voice. You have to challenge the thoughts that tell you you're not enough, that you'll never make it, that it's too late. Those thoughts are not truth, they're programming. You can't create a powerful life with a powerless mindset. You have to become the guardian of your own thoughts, filtering them like you would protect your home. You wouldn't let a thief walk into your house and take what's yours. So why would you let toxic thoughts steal your peace? Your focus, your motivation, energy is vibration, and every word you speak carries that vibration. Complaining lowers your vibration. Gratitude raises it. Gossip lowers it. Purpose elevates it. You are constantly broadcasting your energy to the world, and the world is responding to that signal. Protecting your energy means becoming aware of what you put out, because what you put out comes back amplified. If you walk around angry, bitter, or resentful, that's the energy you'll attract back into your life. But if you walk around grounded, grateful, and focused, you'll begin to see opportunities and people that match that vibration. Protecting your energy isn't just about avoiding the negative, it's about cultivating the positive. It's about filling your life with things that nourish your soul instead of depleting it. When you protect your energy, you start moving differently. You stop rushing. You stop people pleasing. You stop saying yes to everything that doesn't serve you. You understand that every yes to something meaningless is a no to something important. Protecting your energy requires courage because it means disappointing others to stay true to yourself. It means walking away from comfortable chaos to create uncomfortable peace. It means standing alone when your growth triggers those who refuse to change. But the peace that comes with protecting your energy is worth more than any approval, any validation, any short-term comfort. Because once you experience real peace, chaos becomes intolerable. Protecting your energy also means managing your physical state. Your body is the vessel of your energy, and if it's neglected, your entire system suffers. What you eat, how you move, how you rest, all of it affects your vibration. You can't expect to feel powerful if you treat your body like an afterthought. Movement releases stagnant energy. Breathe grounds your mind. Sleep restores your spirit. Nutrition fuels your focus. Protecting your energy isn't just spiritual, it's physical discipline. When you take care of your body, you build a foundation that allows your emotional and mental energy to thrive. Distractions also show up in the form of comfort. Comfort seduces you into stagnation. It tells you that scrolling is easier than building, that complaining is easier than committing, that waiting is safer than acting. But comfort drains your energy faster than chaos because it kills your momentum. When you stop growing, your energy begins to decay. Protecting your energy means protecting your growth. You have to stay in motion even when it's uncomfortable. You have to surround yourself with people who challenge you, not those who coddle your weakness. You have to protect your energy from the version of you that wants to settle for less. Energy protection is also about alignment. When your actions, values, and goals align, your energy flows naturally. But when you live out of alignment, doing things you hate, saying yes when you mean no, living to please others, you create resistance. That resistance shows up as stress, fatigue, and burnout. Protecting your energy means saying no to what doesn't align, even if it disappoints people. It means choosing purpose over popularity, authenticity over approval. It's learning that peace is not found in external validation, but in internal alignment. The more aligned you are, the stronger your energy becomes, and the less the world can shake you. Your energy is your greatest asset. It's what fuels your creativity, your confidence, your clarity, your charisma. Without it, even your best intentions fall flat. When you learn to protect it, you move differently through life. You stop chasing validation because your energy is already full. You stop reacting to negativity because it can't reach your frequency. You stop wasting time on distractions because your focus is sacred. Protecting your energy turns you from a reactor into a creator, from being drained by the world to being a source of power within it. Every great transformation begins the moment you decide that your energy is too valuable to waste on anything that doesn't serve your purpose. Your energy determines your results. Aligned energy creates unstoppable momentum. And this is the secret most people overlook when chasing success. Too many people think results are purely a matter of effort, skill, or luck. But the truth is that the energy you bring to every moment magnifies or diminishes everything you do. If your energy is scattered, reactive, or depleted, no amount of effort can produce extraordinary results. Conversely, when your energy is focused, intentional, and fully aligned with your goals, even small actions compound into massive outcomes. Energy is the invisible force that drives everything in life, and mastery of it is what separates the ordinary from the unstoppable. Alignment of energy begins with awareness. Most people go through life operating on autopilot, letting emotions, distractions, and external circumstances dictate how they show up. They react to crises, respond to interruptions, and get pulled into the drama around them. Their energy is fragmented, and because energy follows focus, their results are inconsistent at best. To align your energy, you first need to observe it. Notice where it flows freely and where it leaks away. Notice what activities, people, and thoughts boost you and which ones drain you. Awareness is the first step because you cannot control what you cannot see. And once you see where your energy is being wasted, you can begin to redirect it with intention. Once you become aware, the next step is focus. Energy is finite, and how you allocate it determines your capacity for achievement. The person with aligned energy doesn't scatter themselves across 1,000 tasks or chase every opportunity that comes their way. They concentrate on what truly matters, the actions that create leverage, the decisions that move the needle, the habits that compound over time. Focus creates a multiplier effect. 1 hour of fully aligned energy can produce results that would take days of distracted effort. Alignment requires saying no to what doesn't serve your purpose, cutting out noise, and devoting your energy to the high-value areas of your life. Every choice about where to put your energy is a step toward unstoppable momentum. Emotional mastery is also critical for alignment. When your emotions are chaotic or uncontrolled, they pull your energy in conflicting directions. Fear, doubt, resentment, and frustration are energy leaks that sabotage your results. The person who has mastered their energy learns to regulate their emotional state, turning negative emotions into signals rather than obstacles. They know how to pause, breathe, and shift their energy before making decisions. They use anger to fuel action, fear to sharpen preparation, and disappointment as a teacher. Emotional mastery doesn't mean you never feel. It means you don't let fleeting feelings dictate long-term outcomes. When your energy is emotionally aligned, your actions are more effective, your thinking is clearer, and your results naturally accelerate. Physical energy is another pillar of alignment. Your body is the vessel for your energy, and if it's neglected, your results will be limited no matter how talented or intelligent you are. Nutrition, movement, rest, and recovery are not just health practices, they are energy practices. A strong, vibrant body supports sharp mental clarity and emotional stability. Physical depletion creates mental fog and emotional volatility, which scatter your energy and reduce your effectiveness. Aligning your energy means investing in your body as much as in your mind, ensuring that you have the stamina and vitality to sustain high performance day after day, week after week. Year after year environment also plays a critical role in energy alignment. Your surroundings, your relationships, your workspace, all of these shape how your energy flows. Negative environments, draining people, and chaotic spaces are energy leaks that silently undermine your momentum. On the other hand, positive environments, supportive relationships, and organized spaces amplify your energy. Protecting and cultivating an environment that supports your aligned energy is essential for creating unstoppable results. This might mean removing toxic influences, organizing your workspace, or surrounding yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. Your environment should fuel your energy, not fracture it. Consistency is the bridge between aligned energy and unstoppable momentum. Energy alignment is not a one-time event, it's a continuous practice. Every day presents opportunities to either maintain alignment or fall back into chaos. The person who achieves extraordinary results doesn't rely on occasional bursts of energy, they cultivate a consistent flow of aligned energy over time. Habits, rituals, and daily practices are the scaffolding that hold your energy in place. Meditation, journaling, exercise, intentional breaks, focus blocks, all of these are tools for maintaining alignment. Momentum builds when energy is consistently directed toward meaningful goals, and this cumulative effect is what creates results that feel effortless to those who observe from the outside. Clarity of purpose amplifies alignment even further. When your energy is attached to a clearly defined vision, every action, decision, and thought naturally gravitates toward that vision. Lack of clarity scatters energy, causes hesitation, and dilutes effort. The person with aligned energy has a strong why, a purpose that pulls them forward, motivates them, and filters their choices. That clarity transforms energy from potential into kinetic force. Every step becomes deliberate, every effort intentional, and every obstacle an opportunity to redirect energy rather than lose it. Alignment without clarity is directionless. Clarity without energy is powerless. Together, they create unstoppable momentum. The mastery of energy also involves adaptability. Life will always throw unexpected challenges, setbacks, and disruptions. The person with aligned energy doesn't crumble. They adjust. Alignment doesn't mean rigidity, it means resilience. It means having the internal stability to remain focused while shifting tactics in response to reality. Energy that is aligned but adaptable can flow around obstacles instead of being blocked by them. Momentum doesn't stop when plans change. It accelerates because energy is being channeled intelligently rather than wasted on frustration or panic. Adaptability ensures that alignment is dynamic, not static, and that results continue to grow even in unpredictable conditions. Attention management is another key aspect of energy alignment. Your attention is the gateway to your energy. Where your attention goes, energy follows. Distraction scatters energy, diminishes focus, and reduces impact. The person with aligned energy becomes a master of attention, deliberately choosing what to focus on and what to ignore. They protect their attention from trivialities, noise, and time-wasting activities. This intentionality creates a feedback loop. Focused attention amplifies energy, and aligned energy further sharpens attention. The combination of focused energy and disciplined attention generates results far beyond what effort alone could produce. Finally, aligned energy creates influence. When your energy is focused, calm, emotionally stable, physically strong, environmentally supported, consistent, clear, adaptable, and attentive, it radiates outward. People are drawn to that energy, opportunities are attracted to it, and results multiply. Alignment creates momentum not just internally, but externally. The person with aligned energy becomes a force that moves systems, inspires teams, and accelerates outcomes. Energy that is unaligned produces scattered results. Energy that is aligned produces exponential results. The difference is the deliberate cultivation of focus, emotion, body, environment, consistency, purpose, adaptability, and attention. When all these elements converge, the momentum generated is unstoppable, and every action compounds toward extraordinary outcomes. The one who controls their state controls their destiny, because everything you experience in life begins with the state you inhabit in any given moment. Your state, your emotional, mental, and physical condition determines the quality of your decisions, the effectiveness of your actions, and the trajectory of your results. Most people live their lives at the mercy of circumstances, allowing external events, other people's opinions, and fleeting emotions to dictate how they feel and how they act. They wake up reactive, exhausted, and unprepared, and they wonder why life seems to happen to them rather than for them. But the person who controls their state understands that their destiny is not written by chance. It is shaped by the energy they cultivate and the mastery they practice in every moment. State control begins with awareness. You have to become conscious of the state you are in moment by moment. Are you anxious, frustrated, distracted, or drained? Or are you focused, calm, energized, and ready to act? Most people rarely stop to assess this. They drift through life on autopilot, unaware of the internal chemistry that drives their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. The first step in controlling your state is noticing it. Once you see your state clearly, you gain the ability to influence it. You can interrupt negative patterns, redirect energy, and intentionally step into a state that empowers you rather than disempowers you. Awareness is the doorway to choice, and choice is the foundation of destiny. Next comes the understanding that state is not fixed. It is fluid and fully within your control. Your state is the combination of your physiology, focus, and language. When you change your posture, your breathing, your facial expression, and the words you use internally and externally, you alter your state. A simple adjustment, standing taller, taking a deep breath, or speaking with conviction can transform fear into confidence, doubt into clarity, and hesitation into action. Mastery of state is mastery of this fluid energy. It is the recognition that you are not a passive passenger in life, but the driver of your internal condition. The more consistently you practice this control, the more naturally you inhabit empowering states, and the more consistently your results reflect that mastery. Emotion regulation is central to state control. People who allow their emotions to rule them are constantly at the mercy of circumstances. Anger, fear, envy, frustration, these states hijack energy, cloud judgment, and sabotage action. The person who controls their state doesn't suppress emotions. They transform them. They feel fully, but they do not react blindly. They channel emotional energy into productive outcomes. Anger becomes motivation. Fear becomes focus. Disappointment becomes learning. By mastering emotional regulation, you prevent energy leaks and maintain alignment with your highest intentions. Emotional mastery is not about perfection. It is about resilience, the ability to recover quickly from disruptions and to return to a state of clarity and power. Focus and attention management are critical tools for controlling your state. Where you place your attention shapes your reality. People who constantly fixate on problems, limitations, or distractions keep themselves in disempowering states. The person who controls their state deliberately chooses what to focus on. They amplify positive, productive, and empowering elements of their environment and intentionally ignore noise that drains energy. This discipline of attention keeps energy coherent, prevents overwhelm, and ensures that mental and emotional resources are used efficiently. When attention is aligned with purpose, your state naturally becomes more powerful and your actions become more effective. Physiology also plays a decisive role in state control. Your body is the vessel of energy, and its condition directly influences your mental and emotional state. When you are tired, tense, or physically neglected, your energy falters and your state becomes unstable. Conversely, when your body is strong, rested, and well-nourished, your mind is sharp, your emotions are steady, and your capacity for action expands. Mastering your state requires cultivating physical energy through movement, breathwork, nutrition, and rest. Small adjustments, stretching, walking, Controlled breathing can instantly shift energy and elevate your state. The person who controls their state understands that energy is holistic. Mental, emotional, and physical components are interdependent, and mastery comes from integrating all three languages, another powerful lever for state control. The words you speak to yourself and others shape your internal chemistry and perception of reality. People who complain, criticize, or focus on problems reinforce disempowering states. The person who controls their state speaks with intentionality, choosing words that inspire action, build confidence, and maintain focus. Affirmations, reframing challenges as opportunities, and consciously narrating experiences in a constructive way all contribute to sustaining empowering states. Your internal dialogue is a constant feedback loop, and mastery of language transforms that loop from a source of limitation into a source of strength. Consistency in managing your state compounds power over time. One isolated moment of control can be impactful, but sustained mastery creates exponential influence over your life. Daily rituals, practices, and exercises reinforce the ability to step into empowering states on demand. Visualization, meditation, goal setting, and reflection are tools that train the nervous system, build resilience, and increase the speed at which you can shift your state. Over time, controlling your state becomes automatic. You develop a habitual capacity to enter focus, confidence, or calm regardless of external circumstances. This consistency is what separates people who drift through life from those who create and dominate their destiny. Adaptability is inherent in state mastery. Life is unpredictable and circumstances are rarely perfect. The person who controls their state can navigate uncertainty without being derailed. When setbacks occur, they remain centered, assess the situation clearly, and take decisive action. When others panic, complain, or react emotionally, the one who controls their state becomes the stabilizing force. This adaptability allows them to seize opportunities that others miss, to maintain momentum in chaos, and to inspire confidence in those around them. Control of state transforms challenge into advantage, resistance into resource, and disruption into growth. Influence is another byproduct of mastering your state. People are drawn to those who consistently inhabit empowering states. Confidence, composure, and clarity are contagious. When your energy is controlled, you affect the energy of your environment, creating alignment and momentum in groups, teams, or communities. The ability to regulate your state amplifies your impact not only on your own results, but on the people and situations around you. Leaders, innovators, and high performers all understand this principle. Influence flows from state mastery. You cannot elevate others if you are unstable, but when you control your state, your presence elevates everything in your sphere. Finally, controlling your state is about reclaiming ownership of your life. The person who gives control of their emotional, mental, and physical energy to circumstances, people, or external events is living reactively. They are at the mercy of forces outside themselves, and their destiny becomes a reflection of chaos rather than intention. The person who masters their state, however, chooses deliberately how to feel, think, and act. They decide how to interpret challenges, how to allocate their energy, and how to respond to opportunities. Control of state is the foundation of personal power, the engine of achievement, and the lever by which you shape your own destiny. It transforms obstacles into fuel, setbacks into strategy, and every moment into an opportunity to align with your highest potential.